Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be doing a new type of fleet build where we build it from the ground up using objectives first and then build the fleet to fulfill those objectives. If you guys are new here to the channel, you have still time left to enter to win that $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber, so just click that subscribe button and then leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. All right, we are going to be trying to use the gravity rift as the center point of this particular fleet, and it's a fun and one of the newer obstacles to come out into the game with the Rebellion in the Rim campaign, and it gives so many really cool and groovy changes to the way that the game is played, and it's basically it'll turn anybody to speed 0 if they land on it, and when you're trying to move, it's going to reduce your speed by 1. So it's just a complete death trap if you kind of land into it. It's kind of like crashing into a black hole. So you definitely don't want to have to deal with that. You don't want to have to hit it, right? So we're going to be using 3 objectives that all use this particular objective or this particular piece. So we're going to start off with Rift Assault for our red. For our yellow, we're going to add Rift Ambush, and let's see, it's right there. There it is. And then for our blue, we're going to go with Doomed Station. Now, this is another one, even though it doesn't have Rift in the name, it does use the Gravity Rift, and it's going to be in the middle. So Doomed Station, everything's going towards it. Rift Ambush, you get to kind of slingshot around it, and then Rift Assault forces you to kind of stay near objectives. Otherwise, your opponents kind of get some crazy dice manipulation powers. And of course, it has the Rift as well. So, very, very, very fun. Adding the Gravity Rift and excluding the station. Always fun stuff. So I thought the Gravity Rift was really fun. I had used it earlier with a Rebel fleet that had Ezra on the crew, and it gave me a lot of really fun things that I could do with it to try to move the Gravity Rift underneath my opponent's ships or to right in front of my opponent's flagships, thus slowing them down, potentially turning them to speed 0, and kind of using this rift as a weapon. And I wanted to do an Imperial fleet today to sort of do some of that and to have some fun and do some pretty cool things with these special obstacles. So I'm going to start off with an Onager class Star Destroyer. And not going to run too many. I'm not running multiple Onagers today. I'm just going to run a single Onager. I want this to be my flagship. And since I'm going to be having big nasty objectives on the board, big nasty obstacles, I should say, I'm going to be running General Ramadi as my commander today. He's a cheap commander, and of course he gives me a bonus as if we're shooting through things, and we definitely want to be shooting through things with this particular build. So what I'm going to be putting on here, I'm going to start off with one of my favorite moderately new Imperial characters, and that's going to be Gunnery Chief Varnellian. She's just going to give me some really nice dice manipulation mechanics that are just out of this world. Absolutely love them. And I'm also going to add the weapons battery tech. While you're attacking a ship, you may change a die face with an accuracy to a face with a crit icon, which is going to be really nice for this super weapon that we're going to put on here. We're going to use the medium super heavy composite beam turbo lasers. That's going to give me basically extra damage to the defender for every red or blue crit icon in the pool. And weapons battery tech is going to work well with that, just because it's just so very nice. So I like all of these things. I'm going to put also the linked turbo laser towers here. It's a particularly nice upgrade. Although I could easily make the argument to put something else like quad battery turrets. Problem is that our super composite beam turbo lasers are our modification, so it does reduce the number of fancy turbo laser upgrades that we can take. But if we weren't running this one, we could add an extra blue or something like that. Wouldn't be able to do spinal armament on this one. Well, I mean, we could, but it wouldn't really be that beneficial. Also, another reason I wanted to run the Onager class Star Destroyer was looking, it's like they still have 3 red out the side. It's actually not bad. Their side arc technically has more red than their front they're in their full frontal arc. So I thought that was pretty groovy, and we can have fun with that. So I'm going to put an officer on here, and that's going to be Admiral Titus. Being able to change a ship's speed by 1 in the first round is going to be nice for a couple of reasons. For one, if they're trying to slow roll me and maybe try to dodge this turbo laser composite beam, I can mess with their speed a little bit, maybe speed them up a little bit, or maybe slow them down if they're trying to go too far past me. Additionally, if the gravity rift is in the way, I can maybe mess with their plans just a little bit. At least, if nothing else, force them into having to do a nav first turn, which granted a lot of people do anyway, but now they don't get to bank a token for it, at least. Plus, we're going to put Officer Vader in here a little bit later on, and Titus is an excellent person to put on just to be choked out, and and it's funny that General Ramadi's on here, but there's an admiral, and the general's in charge of the admiral, even though it's a Navy fleet, because that's kind of funny to me. All right, so we're going to add. We're going to also add one of the best support ships for this particular type of fleet, and that's going to be the Interdictor Suppression refit. We want to be able to mess with that gravity rift, and so this is going to allow us to do that. We got the double experimental retrofits, and first one we're going to put in is the grav shift reroute. This is going to allow us to move obstacles, and this one is super useful for setting up the battlefield however we like, especially with Ramadi as commander. So even if we don't really need to even move the gravity rift, just moving a lot of different obstacles that I have a nice big barrier of bonus firepower is going to be helpful, because that extra die can go to any non-salvo attack, so that's really cool. All right, for our other experimental retrofit, a lot of times I'll take targeting scramblers, but in this case I'm going to take the G8 experimental projector, and that is going to slow people down, even larger ships than me. There's certainly the argument to be made for running Phylons, and hey, Phylons are fine. That's fine and good. But I like the G8 because it can be anybody, and I can actually do it twice per turn, even if I run the Interdictor title, which I will. But also for experimental retrofit, I want disposable capacitors on there because I want to run heavy ion emplacements and be able to, really drain some shields and mess some ships up at long range. I think that'll be really fun. We got the Interdictor title coming on there, so we can reset cards like the G8 experimental retrofit. We are also going to put a little damage saver on here, and she's recently got a big price increase. We're going to put Captain Brunson on here. We want to be near objectives anyway, as some of our obstacles. Anyway, some of our objectives want us to be near obstacles anyhow, so this just works out. She's certainly more expensive now, but I can use her potentially 2 times a turn with the Interdictor title, so going to be really fun there. And you know what else we can do? And since we've got such a high engineering value and we have lower shields, we can put Auxiliary Shields team on here and kind of beef up those side shields at the beginning of the game. Just start off with an engineering command, and we'll boom boom. We're now 3-3-3-2, and that's not a bad place to start out. For only 3 points, I'll take it. This is because this ship's going to be kind of going far and fast and straight ahead, hopefully trying to obstruct the Onagers' shots. And that's kind of how we want to run it. So it won't be going that fast, but it'll be going kind of fast. Speed 2 probably. Yeah, which isn't really that fast. I mean, we could certainly put engine techs on there instead, but we got points to think about. All right, so we're gonna put another shooty ship in here. We're gonna put an Architons class light cruiser. This one is going to have one of my favorite upgrades: enhanced armament, and we're gonna put Admiral Ozzel on this ship. This is all it's gonna get, but this gives us a couple of things. I did say we were gonna have Vader here. So also gives us rerolls. This is going to give us 4 red dice out the side, 5 if we do concentrate fire, 6 if it's obstructed. Now a 6 dice attack out of the side is absolutely magnificent, and it's one of those things that if you live long enough, you might even see this guy double arc a Super Star Destroyer, and you have boom 6 and then 5, and then just beautiful shenanigans, and maybe it'll happen if you want it hard enough. Maybe it will, but it's fun and it's a cheap enough price point. Still 66 points after all those upgrades, and we're gonna have some rerolls with Ozzel, or at least a reroll. And that's pretty cool. For our fourth ship, we're going to run a Gazanti-class cruisers. And we are going to put a comms net on here to support the fleet a little bit. You know, it's a very versatile way to support the fleet. And we're going to put Darth Vader on here. So kind of a classic support Gazanti, Darth Vader officer. He's going to be choking everybody out. We can choke out Ozzel over there, no problem. Don't really want to have to choke out Brunson. But we could do it if we absolutely had to. But that's probably going to be one of our last options there. We can definitely choke out Titus as well, and that's going to be helpful for those really long distance turns. We could choke out Ramadi again if we absolutely had to. We probably could. But I think Ramadi and Brunson are those, well, it's do or die time, so we really need to do it. And that's good to have that option. I'd always rather have the option and not need it than need the option and not have it. So yeah, Vader's going to work pretty well there. And for only 1 point, I mean, you just can't beat it. Just can't beat it. We have 376 points right now. I'm going to add some squadrons, but I'm going to go really cheap on this, and I'm just going to add 3 generic TIE Fighter Squadrons. These are... it's weird to bring 3 TIE Fighters into a list because it's an odd number. You normally don't do that. But in this case, I'm going to bring the 3rd TIE Fighter because it is going to bring me up to 400. I have no problem being second player. This list actually wants to be second player, and that's not a problem at all. And it gives me a little bit of a screen, against some Sloan stuff that's might be coming at me. It's going to slow things down, hopefully just long enough to buy me enough time to to either get objective things going on or to blow some ships up and to get that onager into just the right firing position to completely destroy the enemy flagship. But I think it's going to be a fun one and a great way to make good advantage of the rifts and these different objectives. And I'd love to hear what you guys think. That's going to do it for this particular build, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts on kind of building a fleet from the objectives as opposed to from the fleet itself first. Looking up the objectives first. Have you ever done that? Do you often do that? And I'd love to talk about it. Let's keep the discussion going over on Discord. Jump in there. We're doing a giveaway from last night's live stream that I forgot to announce. So I'm putting it up in the giveaways channel. And I will talk to you guys later. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I will I couldn't do this channel without you. So thank you so much for your continued support. As always, guys, never eat socks for dinner because they're nasty.